This is Ross from Exhumed, and you're watching Richard Metal Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Bringing you guys another episode of Richard Metal Fan Interviews, calling from Zoom. And I'm here with Ross Sewage. So,
What? We're here. I'm here with Richard. Holy smokes.
yeah, yeah, from Exhumed, Ghoul, Cold Slither, and Impaled, and probably a plethora of other bands. So, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. I want you to try to go ahead and complete that list. Just go to Metal Discogs and just look up all the bullshit I've been involved with.
But it's great to be able to have you on. So, I want to talk about because we got the new Exhumed album coming out very soon entitled Red Asphalt. So, how was the whole like writing and recording process like for it?
It was actually a lot of fun. The ever since I've rejoined, this is I think the third record where Exhumed has been able to maintain a solid lineup. So that's really fun and history making. But so I got to join, the old gang with Mike and Baz and Matt, and we came up with a concept for this record a few years back. Just the whole road thing and the exploitation, road safety scare films that at least we saw in Driver's Ed. I don't know if they have that stuff anymore. You can probably just see the stuff on TikTok now. You can see enough car crashes. But we used to have to get, they'd have to pull out a 16 millimeter uh, camera projector and show that stuff to us in class. And so we thought we were on the road all the time and we know a lot about it. And, it could be a scary place. And there's plenty of horror films about being on backwood roads and stuff like that. And so we came up with that. And then it was just a lot of fun bantering with Matt back and forth about, you know, concepts for songs, whether it was going to be about, a particular kind of crash or motorcycles or I think that he did sneak a zombie into the record, but that's okay. And or car defects that, just the kind of horror that we are most likely going to face on a day-to-day basis. I mean, me and Matt were involved in a crash together in the 90s. That's where I got this cute little James Bond style scar on my eyebrow. And
Oh wow. I thought you just shaved it in.
no, that's I'm not like Vanilla Ice. I don't want to just shave my eyebrow. No, this is all natural. This is my look. And then 4 days before we even released the album, I got pegged. My car got pegged by a motorcycle in the rear that some dude had
Holy
lost
shit.
control of, racing down the street. And so I look in the rearview mirror. Yeah, 4 days before we're announcing this record about road safety, I have a motorcycle crash into me at about 70 miles an hour, spin my car out. Right, didn't it's fixed now, kind of. It's a little different than it used to be, and it's a little bit uglier and scarred up like me now.
Oh
But
fuck.
yeah, nobody got severely injured. And the guy got on another motorcycle and drove away
Jeez.
and left
Yeah.
the trashed motorcycle, which was unregistered and uninsured, there. But good news is I think we found the guy. So we're gonna see
Yeah.
how the courts proceed on that one. But yeah, the road's a dangerous place. Let me tell you about it. Buy the new
Yeah.
record.
Yeah. Buy the new record.
Yep, I'll tell you all about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. But with Red Asphalt, musically, did you want to pick up where you left off after To the Dead, or with this album, you wanted to try something new that Exhumed hasn't done before?
I don't think there's anything new for Exhumed to try. We've painted ourselves in a tidy little death grind corner, but I would say it kind of it leans a little bit more on some sleazy riffs for some of the songs, just kind of talking about being on the road and how sleazy it can feel at times when you haven't bathed in, I don't know, 5 to 7 days and you're unloading in 106-degree weather, getting ready to play a show where the AC just broke in the club. So it could feel a little sleazier doing things like that. So I think that comes through on the music a little bit, but there's still going to be a lot of death grind, some hooks. I think it's kind of maybe it's the record that if I hadn't been kicked out of the band, it might have been the record we made it after gore metal or something like that. I think it
Yeah.
has some good old school callbacks.
Yeah. And talking about like the inspiration, like what are sort of like the overall like themes are for Red Asphalt? Because I know you mentioned like the whole like being in a wreck and shit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, go through song by song. it did become a bit limiting trying to, talk about cars constantly. I mean, I can work on cars and stuff, but that doesn't sound that good for death metal lyrics. I'm not going to talk about crankcases that much unless it's going through someone's abdomen. The first song is Unsafe at Any Speed. Basically, that's Death Race 2000, inspired about someone who just likes to go around getting messed up and hurting people. Kind of like the motorcycle driver that just ran his damn bike into my car and fucked up the back wheels. Um, there's a song Signal 30, or I guess we haven't, I don't know if there's a track list out yet. There's songs about road safety films that are specific to those films. Um, there's a song about motorcycles. The one just released today, Shovelhead, is about a motorcycle rider who gets run off the road and then creates his own zombie army of motorcyclers to get revenge. So that's not exactly based in reality, but that's a fun one. There's songs about choking on carbon monoxide, songs about cars that are poorly made, so they just explode on you. I'm looking at you, Elon Musk.
Yeah. And
Ain't
talking
ain't
of
ain't no car fire like a lithium battery car fire. Let me tell you.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then talking about sort of like the lyrics, because I know because being as you also do handle sort of like the lyrics along as like Matt, do you have to like put yourself in like a certain mind frame in order to come up with lyrics, or do they just come very naturally and organically?
I definitely, it's better if I can sit down and put myself into a mind frame. There'll be times I work a job as a printer, so there's a lot of times where I've just got, I'm just pressing a button over and over and over and moving pieces of paper, and my mind will wander, and I might come up with like a fun hook in my head, and I'll write it down. But when it comes down to actually writing the lyrics, I prefer to sit down, have the song to listen to. I want it to rhythmically flow. I want to come up with a good, catchy chorus, um, and figure out who's going to sing which part and what would sound coolest, and maybe some kind of rhythmic interplay that Matt and I haven't done in our vocals yet. Sometimes that will become uh yeah, I realize it once I'm listening to the song. I'm like, oh hey, if we could sing over each other like this, or maybe Baz is going to pop in for a part. So it
Yeah.
definitely, it's, I look at it as work. Not that I'm not enjoying it, but I want to sit down and give it its due time to work on.
Yeah, and also being a bass player, because I know you've heard your fair share of bass player jokes and memes and all that good stuff. But
They're all
I
true.
feel,
They're all true, every single one.
yeah, can't go wrong there. But in terms of like playing bass, because I know you don't gravitate towards flashy bass playing, but I feel like you find ways to link what the guitars are doing with the melody and what the drums are doing with the rhythm. So whether it be with Exhumed or Goal or Cold Slither or Impaled or any other projects, have you been a part of? What's like your approach to slapping a bass?
Well, I don't slap it ever. That's my first approach. Uh, Actually, that's not even true. I did a slap bass part on an old Impaled song, but that was just more for my own amusement. But the bass is one, it's the sexiest instrument you can play. It's the sexiest because it's doing a menage a trois between the rhythm and the strings. And that's the way I've always looked at my role musically in the band, is to bridge that divide where I am playing the melody, but I'm also, because it's, I'm hitting that like lower hertz range, I'm also playing the beat along with the drums. And so hopefully I can marry the two, and or sometimes create an interesting interplay between the rhythm and what the melody is doing. So my job is not to be lead bassist. I'm not Les Claypool out here. Um, I'm not trying to be all flash. I want to make the song make you headbang and make you feel that the music is married to the rhythm. At the end of the day, we're just a rock band. So I like to like inspirations like Stu Cook and stuff like that for who I want to play bass like.
Yeah, definitely. And there's always that thing like if your bass player sucks, then your band sucks.
Yeah, and we're not talking about personality, right? Because the personality can suck, and that's fine as long as the bass
Yeah.
player can play okay. Because often it does.
Yeah. And then all and but do you feel like also like singing and also like your bass playing, do you find like you're able to like express like different sides of you creatively?
I mean, it's a totally different ball game in terms of like what I'm doing on vocals to what I'm doing on the bass guitar. The bass, that's one thing, and then my what I'm doing on lyrically and vocally on the record is going to be an entirely different thing. That's the storyteller. That's the guy who's just talking. The bass is doing, like I said, the interplay between rhythm and melody, and the vocals. Although death metal, I mean, it could be argued that the vocals really are just a part of the rhythm because I'm certainly not singing any melodies.
Yeah. But do you feel like you're able to like express something like on the bass that you couldn't express with the vocals or vice versa?
I mean, definitely the vocals are it's one note. It's fun to tell the story, it's fun to have the lyrics, it's fun to bark at people, but the bass is really where I'm getting people to dance.
Yeah. Yeah, and then talking about like because like some of your other bands because you're in a lot of bands, Ross, whether it be with Exhumed, Cold Slither, Goal, and Impaled. Like, do you have to be in a certain mind frame with a certain band, or do you able to are you able to like bring like free reign and sort of like your own style depending on the projects that you've been a part of?
I think with most of the bands I play in or and have played in, it's pretty much is just I want to make rock and roll. I want to like have fun. I want to bring a party to the show. Um, I don't think that's very different with any of the bands you mentioned. I mean, in some of the bands, I play a character kind of. So, you know, at, I might be a little more brusque in my stage banter for some bands and maybe be more of an asshole in some bands because but that's just play acting. As far as the music goes, no, it's like I want to jam out, I want to headbang, I want to move around. And I don't think that ever changes. You know, no matter what band you see me in, I'm going to be doing a back to back with a guitar player while he's soloing at some point.
Yeah. And so kind of also in the end to sort of wrap things up, what's next for Exhumed and stuff? I know you got a tour coming up with No Mass.
Let's
It's just
that
it
that's what's next for Exhumed is a lot of time on the road. We wrote a road record and now we're going to go on the road and let's hope we don't end up as Red Asphalt. I mean, we are going to be out in America. We will eventually get to, we're doing about half of America this run. We will get to the other half later before you complain that we didn't come to Bloomington or Helena or any of these places. Wait,
yeah,
just wait.
come to Brazil.
Yeah, we're gonna be going to Europe for the first time in Jesus, is it 7 years? That's ridiculous. Since 2019, we just have not been able to make it over there, and we're very excited to be going back to Europe. Very excited to be going back to Australia and New Zealand for the first time, and then who knows what else is going to happen. But again, this tour that we've got planned out, we'll get to the rest of y'all later. The road, we want to go on the road a long time this year, and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Nice. So thank you, Ross, for this conversation. It's great to be able to have you on. It's just any final words you want to say to the viewers that are watching this to close this out.
Uh, Buckle your safety belt and look out because every other driver on the road is out to get you.
Well said. So everybody, Ross from Exhumed, and we'll see
Hi,
you next
everybody.
time.
Bye.